We're going to talk about something I think a lot of us can relate to, the misunderstood homebody. But we're not just going to look at it as a personality type, we're going to explore it as a really powerful spiritual choice.
Okay, we've all got that friend, right? You make plans, you're looking forward to it, and then you get the text. So sorry, can't make it tonight. And it's so easy to take that personally, to think, they just don't want to see me. But what if that's not it at all?
What if canceling those plans has nothing to do with disinterest, but everything to do with protection? Seriously, from a biblical perspective, choosing to stay home can be a profound act of guarding your own soul in a world that is just constantly trying to drain you dry.
So let's dive into this. Let's make a biblical case for stillness. Because our culture, man, it loves to slap the label boring on anything quiet. But what if we've got it all wrong? What if what the world calls boring, the Bible actually calls prudent, or even wise? I mean, just look at this contrast. It's pretty stark, isn't it? Our culture is screaming at us 24/7. Be busy, go, 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 don't miss out. But biblical wisdom, it offers a totally different way. A way where real strength isn't found in a jam-packed schedule, but in quietness, in renewal, and in having a heart that's actually at peace.
And this isn't some tiny, obscure principle buried in the Old Testament somewhere. Nope. The single most powerful example of this is Jesus himself. Think about it. He was constantly surrounded by crowds, by demands, by needs, yet he consistently and intentionally modeled the need to retreat, to step away.
This verse from Luke just says it all. It shows us something absolutely crucial. Rest isn't always about sleep. Sometimes rest is a strategic withdrawal. It's a conscious choice to pull back from all the noise so you can actually hear again and recharge your spirit. And you see this idea reinforced again and again. This verse from Isaiah, wow, it's so direct. It literally links our spiritual strength to our ability to be quiet and to trust. It's not just a nice idea, it's presented almost like a formula. Quietness plus trust equals strength. So all this brings us to a really important idea, the home as a sanctuary. We've got to start seeing it as more than just four walls and a roof. It can be a spiritual fortress, a place specifically designed to guard our hearts from the chaos of the world.
So what does sanctuary even mean in this context? Well, it's a place of order, a place of peace. It's an environment that you can actually control. For anyone who feels deeply and gets easily overwhelmed by the noise of the world, having that space isn't just a comfort, it's an absolute necessity. It's a lifeline.
And this idea connects directly to that super famous verse in Proverbs, guard your heart. Why? Because everything you do flows from it. So if your heart is the wellspring of your whole life, then protecting it becomes priority number one. And a quiet home, a sanctuary, is one of the best ways to do that. And it's so important that we reframe how we think about solitude. We tend to see it as empty time, wasted time. But biblically, solitude is fertile ground. It's in the quiet, when we finally stop doing and just are, that we can often hear God most clearly. It's where things grow.
I mean, just think about it. The prophets were often called in the silence of the wilderness. So many of David's psalms were born out of his time alone. And Jesus, he faced his greatest trial, his most agonizing moment, completely alone in the garden. The most pivotal moments in Scripture so often happen in the quiet.
Okay, but we have to be really careful here. There's a huge, crucial distinction we need to make. It's time for a moment of honest self-reflection. We have to ask ourselves, are we choosing this quietness for peace, or are we just hiding? Because not all isolation is healthy. And this right here is the million-dollar question we all have to ask ourselves. Honestly, is my home a refuge, a place that recharges my spirit so I can go back out into the world? Or has it become a prison, a place where I'm hiding from fear, from pain, from life?
And here's how you can start to tell the difference. Healthy solitude, it renews you. It's a choice you make for peace. It's an intentional retreat. Unhealthy isolation, on the other hand, is usually driven by fear or deep wounds. And the thought of going out, it just feels too heavy, completely overwhelming. One is a choice, the other feels like a trap.
And this verse is our biblical gut check. This is the standard. God has not given us a spirit of fear. A life driven by fear just isn't the goal. The goal is a life of power, love, and self-control. And sometimes, choosing quiet solitude is a profound act of that very self-control.
So, for those of us who are genuinely recharged by stillness, our lives aren't empty. They're not less than. We're not missing out. We're just living a different kind of life, one where we find this deep, profound joy in the quiet details.
We really have to challenge the version of the best life that the world is constantly selling us. Is it really about nonstop entertainment and spectacle, or could a truly good life, a discerning life, be found in something as simple as a good meal, a heart at peace, and a sense of stillness and depth?
The joy of this quiet life is so often found in these small rituals, isn't it? That first sip of morning coffee, the comfort of your spot on the couch, watching the light change at sunset. These are the beautiful, grounding details that our crazy, busy world just overlooks all the time.
You know, this ancient proverb just says it all, perfectly. It's better to have a little bit of something with peace than a whole feast surrounded by chaos and fighting. Peace is the true prize.
So let's be absolutely clear. This is not about missing out on life. It's not about running away from it. It's about choosing to live it more deeply, just in a different key. It's about living it differently.
So let's just go ahead and redefine what a quiet life really means. It's not a sign that you're broken or weak. It might just be a sign that you are designed for something different. A life built for depth, not for spectacle, for peace, not for putting on a show. And so we'll leave you with this question to think about. Forget what the world says you should enjoy. Forget what everyone else is doing. What truly, honestly recharges your soul? Is it the energy of the spectacle? Or is it the quiet moments of stillness? Because the answer to that question, that's where you're going to find your strength.